Well, all right then. Hello and good evening. Uh, Thought I'd talk a little bit about the moon and the phases of the moon and the full moon and the lunar eclipse and all these things that people question me about. Oh, how do you do a lunar eclipse on the flat Earth? How do you get the shadow of the Earth to cast on the moon? And that is a very valid question. First, I want to mention an anomaly that I noticed back in June. Um, Now, I've seen, and you've seen, and if you haven't seen, look it up. The model showing all of the phases of the moon and where the sun needs to be, and the earth needs to be, and the moon needs to be for each of these phases to be created. One thing you'll notice it's very consistent is basically according to that illustration, that model, that official model of how the phases of the moon happen with the sun. The moon basically has to be in the middle of the night. You have the let's say where you are is the sun. Then you have the earth here. Then the moon has to be back over here to get the full light of the sun beyond the earth, and that's how you get a full moon. However, what caught my attention, it was back in June, and I live near the east coast of the United States. Saw on the news, well, it's going to be a full moon at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, it's daylight savings time, so it's really like 1 o'clock. So basically, this sun, which is supposed to be 93 million miles away, is almost straight up overhead. And so I step out to look at the moon, and over here off to the side is the moon full, but it's what, quarter million miles away, something like that. Um, and then you got the sun that's 93 million miles away, and here it is in the middle of the daytime, a full moon. To me, the backside of the moon should be lit. I should be seeing nothing more than maybe a sliver of light, but certainly not a full moon. So it doesn't work with their model. Not all the time. Uh, Keep up with it. Look for daytime full moons, and tell me how it's possible. Tell yourself how it's possible. Now I'm going to go into the lunar eclipse, uh, and I can prove that there are at least some powers that be in astrology, astronomy, NASA, whoever makes these models, that knows for a fact that their models don't work, and yet they're still predicting these lunar eclipses despite the fact that it doesn't match their models at all. This last lunar eclipse was sometime late September. Don't remember the exact date, but anyway, here in the United States, it was late September. It was raining here. Couldn't see it, but I did notice that the time was off. So I went on a couple of websites, and I found out when the lunar eclipse started in San Francisco, California, and I checked when sundown was in San Francisco, California. This is something that's easy for you to do. I'm not doing all your work for you. Learn how to research. It's sweet. Don't take my word for anything. You do your research, and then you will know what I'm talking about. Um, so anyway, the lunar eclipse started about, if I recall correctly, about 50 minutes before the sun went down. Okay? I looked around for some explanations. The only scientific explanation that I saw that was just ridiculous was that this was the refraction of the Earth's shadow in space. So now we're refracting dark. Seriously, the absence of light. You are refracting the absence of light. Now keep in mind that the only way that a lunar eclipse, according to every model you can see, you Google it. Just look for Google images, lunar eclipse. They're all identical. You got the sun here, you got the earth here, and you got the moon over here. And the earth has to get in between the two of them. Again, it always happens on a full moon. So it should be in the middle of the night, not at sundown. There's one, I think, in 2011. Some guy in California put the Google sunrise lunar eclipse California. I believe it was in 2011. And the sun's coming up. The moon's in the background over here. And the shadow is coming down from the top, not up from the bottom. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And the fact that these people are predicting these lunar eclipses that don't even match the lineup of their model proves that they know something that they're not telling us. So, how does this happen on a flat Earth? I have no idea, but you have no idea how it happens with the globe model, because it doesn't match what they're telling us. I've heard some things that there's an extra, a dark sun, whatever, mythology, ancient history. I don't know. Never saw it. Not going to mess with it. Not at this point. But I know what they're telling us is a load of crap. Plain and simple. Look it up. Do your own research. Okay. Now, the big question. The big enchilada. Why would they lie? Why the big deception? What the heck? If the Earth's flat, it's flat. They figure it out. They just change the science and everybody goes back to the way it was. Oops. There's more to this than meets the eye. You go back to Copernicus and the end of the Dark Ages and the Inquisitions that the Roman Catholic Church were, convert or die, and this whole spherical Earth heliocentric model began as a rebellion to the Roman Catholic Church, but it was an attack on the Bible. Plain and simple, an attack on the Bible. And if you go back and you look at what these people believed and who their instructors were, their teachers were, these were sun worshippers, these were pantheists, these were Gaia worshippers. Look at the names of the planets. They're all Greek gods. Look at the Apollo mission of NASA with their serpent tongue stuck through their logo. Apollo was the sun. If you read a little more carefully through the mythology of the time, the history of the time, whatever you want to call it, it was Satan. That's right. That's right. So what's the big game? Why not just fess up? Now the people think that, the flat Earth, man, the flat Earth, this, it was 500 years ago. Nobody's talked about it since then. That's not correct. That is not correct. There have been surges all the way through the 1800s especially, and then another surge in the late 40s to mid-50s, 1950s, where people were saying, hey, this, what we're seeing is not matching what you're saying. But then NASA came along, and this is the first time that you could get somebody high enough up in the air to tell if we lived on a ball or not. So, you've got all these departments. You've got astrophysics. You've got, astrology, astronomy, You've got the whole space program going on. You got 500 years of mainstream science telling you all about this heliocentric universe and all these planets and all this stuff. And then they get up in the air high enough and find out it's not a ball. Do you really think they're going to tell you? Do you really think they're going to not only destroy all of these departments and all of the colleges all over the world and destroy the entire space program, and worse of all, destroy the entire reputation of the whole scientific community? Do you really think they would do that? Whether they're Satan worshipers or not, whether there's a bigger agenda or not, whether it's an attack on the book of Genesis or not. I mean, you kill the Big Bang with this. You kill that, you kill macroevolution, man. You kill everything of random chance that these scientists, if you can even begin to call them that, for the most part, they are theorists. You know, there's no science to this stuff, people. This is a philosophy. This is a philosophical thing. This is the removal of God. This is telling you that we have proved that God doesn't exist. That's what it is. Plain and simple. Listen to these scientists. Listen to Richard Dawkins talk about God. You talk about he doesn't believe he exists? Oh, I think not. He despises him. He curses him. He hates him. They all do. They all do. Neil deGrasse Tyson is another one. Bill Nye the Science Guy is another one. They hate God. It's an attack on God. Why would they attack God if they don't believe he exists? So you think about that. And I'll tell you something about what I'm seeing in the flat earth community. And that's that when people realize on their own, people's been atheists their entire life. And they realize that the earth we live on is flat because we actually have the technology. We all have the technology to get out and find the heights of buildings and find the distances across shores, across water, and use the spherical geometry that they tell us it matches this globe we're supposed to live on. And they're seeing stuff like the Statue of Liberty at 60 miles away, should be over 2,000 feet below eye level. There's a book, I think it came out in the late 80s. It may have been, I can't remember if it was 89 or 98, but it's called Lighthouses of the World. And in it, they actually tell how far these lights historically, I mean, this is not a flat earth book. They tell historically how tall these lighthouses are and how far away that these lights have been seen by mariners for ages. And you can take every single one of them, across water that should always bend with the curvature of the earth because of this imaginary gravity crap. Every single one of them can be seen much farther than it should be. Hundreds of feet, thousands of feet. In some cases, they should be a complete and total mile below the horizon, but you can still see the light. They're lying to you, people. They're lying to you, plain and simple. And these people are seeing that the earth is flat, and they're realizing that there is a creator. And atheists are dropping like flies. They believe in a creator. A lot of them, if not most of them, aren't coming towards Christianity because, quite frankly, most Christians are shying away from this subject because they don't even want to be associated with it. They are so used to making up excuses for the Bible. Been trained since you was 5 years old. You saw that first globe in the classroom to make excuses for why the Bible is wrong. And these people who are total atheists, never saw the Bible before in their life, are coming to God, and there's no Christians there to help lead the way and open the book and say, look, 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 look. The Bible is the only book, the only religious book that even mentions how the creation happens. There's only one. It's not like science is attacking religion. No, it's not attacking religion. They're attacking Christianity. They're attacking God. They're attacking the Creator. They're calling God a liar. They're calling Jesus a liar. And Christians, most Christians, don't have the guts to stand up, look at the evidence, and say, wow, God was right. Look, right here in this book. Right here in this book. Everything is just the way he said it was going to be. And that's sad. That is really, really sad. And I hope that that changes very, very soon. Well, I guess I'll stop this one here. I've got some other things to say, but I believe that's enough for you to chew on for the moment. You think about that, especially the Christians. Oh, one more thing. If you're not a Christian, if you are an atheist, and you think, or you're a flat earther, and well, I believe there might be a creator, but I don't think it's biblical. The people that are fomenting this deception, the people who are attacking the Bible, are satanic individuals. They are Satan worshipers. Okay? They're using, whether you believe it or not, it's irrelevant. They're using the book of Revelation as their playbook. They are pushing for the destruction. Look at the Georgia Guidestones, the first plank carved in granite. Look them up. They want 90% of us dead. Do you really think you're in the 10% slot? Really? They're trying to convince you that all of the people are parasites, just parasites, destroying the earth, destroying Mother Earth. Oh, Mother Gaia. These pantheistic nature worshipers who worship the creation and not the creator. They're lying to you. They're telling you they want you dead. Because Satan wants you dead. That's who they worship. Satan wants you dead. He wants all of us dead. God threw him out of heaven for one reason only. Because he wanted to be the Most High. He wanted to be God. I shall sit on the throne. I shall be as the Most High, is what he said. And God cast him out of heaven and a third of the angels. You believe that or not believe that? I believe him. But Satan hates you because you were made in the image of God. You remind him of God and he wants you dead. He wants us all dead. So think about that. From a Christian perspective, from an atheist perspective, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you believe in God and Satan and all that. The people that want you dead believe it. So you might want to wake up. Sorry to end this one on such a sour note, but try to have a good night anyway. Talk to you soon. Bye.